This box means one thing. Deal or no deal. It's coming back!
It's Breaking the News with Des Clark.
And this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. As always, I'm joined by some of the finest stand-ups from across the comedy circuit. On my right are Ria Lina and Gareth Waugh, and facing them are Ashley Storey and Pierre Novelli. While we were off air, well, firstly, are you okay? I hope so. Yes, after he stepped down from presenting this morning, a host of celebrities lined up to pay tribute to Philip Schofield, and for once, Holly Willoughby wasn't at the front of the queue. Dominic Raab announced that he's standing down as a Tory MP at the next election to spend more time with his family, who have our deepest sympathies. And police have raided the headquarters of the Paris 2024 Olympics Committee. Authorities say they've run into a number of hurdles, as well as a high jump bar and a gym horse. Right, you've met the panel. Let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So, Ria and Gareth, can you tell me what this is all about?
MPs have overwhelmingly backed
plans to introduce
parties at Downing Street
if the country becomes independent.
A 5-hour debate last night culminated in
First Minister Humza Yousaf
approving the findings. Boris Johnson
accused the government of focusing on the wrong priorities.
I'll kick off with you, Gareth. What do you think our first story is?
It sounded like Partygate.
Yes, it is the news that MPs have backed the report that found Boris Johnson deliberately misled MPs over lockdown parties at Downing Street. The vote was overwhelmingly in support of the report by 354 to 7. During the debate, Johnson ally Jacob Rees-Mogg was heard to shout vindictive, incompetent and erroneous. Usually when he shouts that, he's just calling his kids in for their tea. So we're into it, Gareth, straight in with Partygate. Are you surprised at how the vote went?
I don't think I've ever been less surprised in my life, to be honest with you. It's the worst party you've ever seen. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Like, I know the joke is that, like, white people can't dance, but my God, those white people... I could not. The suspenders, I was awful.
Rotten, wasn't it? Poor.
Do you know what? Looking at it, I was like, it seems like a party, but... it doesn't seem fun at all, so maybe they were right saying it wasn't a party because it looked rubbish.
You know what's interesting is that I know I said this on the last series of this. Last time I came up, I said it was interesting in the pandemic how every time Nicola Sturgeon would do something, Boris Johnson would follow. Do you remember that? Like in the pandemic, she'd do something one day, he'd do something the next day. And the last time I came up, she had just resigned. And I went, ooh, fingers crossed. And so now I'm up again and she's just been arrested. And I'm like, ooh, Nicola.
Pierre, what do you think about all of this? Are you surprised, first of all, at how the vote went?
I'm always proud of politicians' ability to vote the right way when there is video evidence of crime. So that was noble, you know. I like that the punishment is that he's not allowed to pass. That's my favorite. Because, you know, if I got fired from an office job for getting drunk and stealing, and they said, well, you can't come to the cafeteria, I'll tell you that. So think about that.
Got it this morning, Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
That cafeteria's lush, though.
Oh, yeah? Oh, have you been in it?
Oh, when I was like 13, I used to write angry letters to Parliament, and George Galloway took me for chips.
You know...
True fact. And I was like, can you give this angry letter to Tony Blair, please? And he said, aye. And I was
that means that I'm, through you, now only 2 stages of separation away from Saddam Hussein. Wow, what a day.
I actually asked George Galloway about taking you for chips, and he said it was not illegal, but unwise.
We've talked about it for 3 odd years now, Gareth. Do you think that's it? Is it put to bed? Is this the last that we'll hear of Partygate?
Absolutely not. It's just not the British way, is it? We like to hold on to stuff. We like to live in the past. My partner's still going on about stuff I did years ago. She's like, you always forget to take the bins out. I told you to do the dishes 2 days ago. She was my sister. It's like, move on. Move on.
He's still going on about that. Partygate has dominated the headlines, actually. 3 years or more now. Do you think this is it? Have we heard the last of Partygate?
On a serious note, I don't think it should be the last time we hear of Partygate. In the first 6 months after the original lockdown, 1,200 people were prosecuted for breaking COVID laws with gathering and meeting people. Some of the people were desperately lonely and needed to see their pals and needed to see their family. He had a party with a bunch of, like Gareth said, ill-rhythmed white people dancing poorly. Of course, we shouldn't. Until they get the exact same amount of punishment as we would have got had we had a rubbish dance party, then we should never shut up about it. So I think we should keep talking about it.
What's interesting is, A, that throughout all of the crime, there was clearly at least one person who was thinking, I'll film all the crime. And then they didn't just go, well, I'm not going to release all the crime films immediately. I'm going to slowly release the crime films in a sort of series, like cliffhangers.
That was part of the problem. We had photos of the parties, and then they're like, oh, well, we're not really sure what's going on. It could really be work-related. Those hats could be work-related.
To be fair...
Those wine glasses could be full of work.
There you go. Well, there we go. We're talking about Partygate, and for the moment, we're going to stop the chat on that, but well done to our teams for getting the right answer. There's still talk amongst supporters that Boris Johnson could come back as an MP in the future, as the only way to truly kill him is to stab him through the heart with a paternity test. Well done. A vote on the Partygate report was correct. Rhea and Gareth, you get 2 points for that. And now to you, Ashley and Pierre, what was the other story we were after?
Is it that they're going to try and write a constitutional document for Scotland?
Yeah, well done. That is the right answer, Ashley. It is a story that First Minister Humza Yousaf has unveiled plans to introduce a written constitution if the country becomes independent. The constitution could include those things that Scots would most want to see, like free healthcare, protection for human rights, and a roof on Hampden Park.
Yes.
We need it. It comes in a turbulent week for the First Minister as his predecessor, Nicola Sturgeon, returned to Parliament for the first time since being arrested as part of an investigation into SNP finances. The former First Minister was released without charge. Now, as well as being arrested, Nicola Sturgeon has also been learning to drive, meaning she only needs to be sick into a traffic cone in the Royal Mile to complete the Scottish teenager's bucket list.
Constitution sounds a bit American,
Yeah.
innit? And that's not really us, innit? Like I've nothing against Americans. It's just we're very different as a country. Like Americans have got these really alien things like enthusiasm and hope, which makes them untrustworthy, I reckon. I don't know what it is about them. They're just too eager and happy. I was chatting with an American guy 2 weeks ago, right? And we were just talking about the stuff we played growing up. And he was like, oh my gosh, we played this game called Foursquare. There's 4 squares, you bounce the ball. Oh my God, so much fun. He was like, what did you guys play? And I was like, kiss, cuddle, torture. I don't know if you've had to explain that game to somebody not from here before, but it's problematic, man.
I know. No, I hear what you're saying. Americans are very cuddly, but then they've also got that whole little gun thing in their constitution.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
They're cuddly to a point, and then
The ones with the guns are always going on about the Constitution, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like it's a murky path to go down.
Although you could still have an amendment to bear arms in your Scottish constitution. It just means you get to wear T-shirts in summer.
We have.
Ashley, what do you think then? Humza Yousaf has been in the job for a few months. How do you think it's gone so far?
Not great. His mod stole a caravan, so it's a bad time for him. I think it's quite funny because my ma obviously loves Nicola Sturgeon, and people are like, "Are you not outraged? Are you not outraged?" And my ma's like, "My husband stole 3 caravans, and that's that's how we met."
Can we just say, because we have to be legally sound in this, for the purpose of this, there's an ongoing investigation, and we can't say for definite that Nicola Sturgeon is Humza Yousaf's ma. More questions have to be asked. And when we get the proof, you'll be the first to know.
Can I say as well, as someone from South Africa, just how charming the concerns about this corruption are? Just, someone might have been able to go on a not great holiday, and some crisps are missing, just that level of... It's like the expenses scandal where Eric Pickles claimed for biscuits, and I was sitting there going, our president built a mansion in the middle of nowhere with a gold bath. You've got to up your game. If you want to be an independent nation, you've got to aim higher corruption-wise. We're talking gold-plated AK-47s. We're talking weird flights to islands, not the Hebrides, hot islands.
Amateurs in this game, Pierre.
Dream big.
That's it. Humza Yousaf has said in an independent Scotland he would like a referendum on the monarchy. So, what question would our panel like to put to the people?
Okay, so would you rather get rid of the monarchy and then everyone gets like we use their old like you use Balmoral as a timeshare and you each get a week, or you just take all the wealth that they left behind and divide it up amongst you in one big payment? Which would you rather?
Oh,
Timeshare. Timeshare lasts longer. Plus, that would be nice to go up there and look at the deers and that.
Yeah.
Timeshare.
Timeshare. All right.
Yeah, timeshare. I mean, I know.
Do you have to pay tax on the lump sum?
Oh wow.
Can I just say that is the most Scottish question I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, well done, Ashley and Pierre. You get 2 points for that. It was indeed the mashup of the Partygate vote in Parliament and proposals for a constitution in independent Scotland. And at the end of that round, well done, it's all square. Now, so much of our news is about public opinion. So to find out what stories people are talking about this week, we've spoken to 3-time Olympic swimmer Hannah Miley, MBE, and actor and presenter Atta Yakub. So, Ashley and Pierre, what story do you think Hannah is on about here?
I am definitely a big fan of this. I think if this was a sport, I definitely would excel at it. It was very important for me as an athlete. Having a high-pressure job requires a lot of mental capacity. It can drain you quite a fair bit, so it can be hugely beneficial.
It's napping.
It's the right answer. Well done, Pierre.
Napping.
It is the story that regularly finding time for a little snooze is good for our brain and helps keep it bigger for longer. This is from researchers at University College London. Nappers' brains were 15 cubic centimetres larger on average. Obviously, it's not just in this country we have naps. In Spain, an afternoon nap is called a siesta. In Italy, it's called a riposo. And in Scotland, it's called daytime drinking.
In the article, the guy recommending napping, he says, napping is something quite easy to do in comparison with weight loss or exercise, and he is called Dr. Garfield. Is lasagna also good for us, Dr. Garfield? Are Mondays bad for us?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see a photo of Dr. Garfield before I take any more advice.
That's great. All right, so what about you? Are you a good napper?
I'm not a good napper, and I want a big fat brain. As soon as I read that it makes your brain 15 cubic centimetres bigger than everybody else's, I was like, I want that, because I've got a big giant head, so I'd love to fill it with something.
Gareth, what about you? Are you a good napper?
One of the best, man.
Brilliant.
I'm not confident in a lot of things, but I'm confident in that, man. Yeah. I'm like a dad on Christmas Day on the sofa.
Oh.
Hands over my belly. Yeah.
A wee snore maybe at the same time?
I woke myself up with a snore the other day on the plane, and I used to think I'd be mortified. I was just delighted. I was like, God, you were really out there, man, yes.
So proud of yourself, I love that.
It was to Belfast, it was half an hour.
Perfect time. So we're talking about ways to keep your mind nice and relaxed. Of course, relaxing is good for the brain, but when are you at your most relaxed? Let's find out from our panel. Pierre, when are you at your most relaxed?
Either when I'm talking to someone who doesn't want me to say anything. People think that's rude. I'm a big fan. Because I know they're going to fill the silence, and I have a little rest. And I just need to remember the end word of the sentence. I can just go, ham, or whatever.
Ria, they say relaxing is good for the brain. When are you at your most relaxed?
Do you know what? I find it really relaxing to talk to Pierre because he's such a good listener.
Listener, yes. See? It's bulletproof.
That was lovely work there. Scientists say napping can boost brain power and protect from memory loss. And it's true, I had one earlier and I've never thinked gooder. Yes, napping to keep your napper sharp is the right answer. Well done, Pierre and Ashley. Over to you now, Ria and Gareth. What do you think Atta is talking about here?
As a nation, as a team, we're absolutely buzzing for this, and nothing can stop us. When you're performing in top-level sport, you have to be able and ready for anything that life throws at you. What a huge result! Regardless of the conditions, we make it happen.
I think your football team's doing rather well right now in some is it Euro qualifiers?
Atta was talking about the fact that in the news this week, despite biblical rain, Scotland is one step closer to the European Championships in the football in Germany. We beat Georgia 2-0 on Tuesday after the game was delayed due to a waterlogged pitch that had the Georgia players refusing to come back onto the field at one point. And after the events of Tuesday night, Scotland are now well placed to take on their next opponents in September, a tricky away tie against Atlantis. Oh, scenes. It was brilliant. The nation is celebrating a great victory this week. Ria, I know you love Scotland and you saw what happened with the game. I'm sure you watched every minute of it. What do you think about this? Are you pleased for the Scotland team?
Of course I'm going to say yes. I mean, even if it wasn't a great game, of course I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to come to your country and go, no, not really. I mean, how dare you even have a team? We only gave you a devolved government to shut you up, you know? Now you actually want to compete successfully on the international sporting stage? No. Get back in your box. Keep dreaming of a constitution or whatever, you know what I mean? Leave big boy games to big boys, all right? And by big boys, of course, I mean the English, and by big boy games, I mean continual defeats and desperate attempts to regain a glory that may never be reclaimed unless their national team can learn to play as well as you guys did in that game. So.
It was such a roller coaster. I was like, am I with this? Am I against it? What's going on?
Can I just say well done to Scotland? What a moment. Callum McGregor gave Scotland the perfect start against Georgia with a goal after just six minutes. It was McGregor's third goal for Scotland, all scored at Hampden, and it was his first up the deep end. Gareth, were you pleased for the Scotland team the other night?
I was more pleased for all of us, man. Like, we've been experiencing this for a long time. I'm worried, you know, if things keep going this way, that the SNP are going to pinch Steve Clark and he's going to be First Minister.
Pierre, how much does sporting success affect your mood?
Yeah, I mean, when the South Africans are playing rugby, by which I mean the Scottish team, I'm obviously...
Thank you.
I'm obviously very into it, you know. Duhan van der Merwe, longest try. No, like when international rugby, especially World Cup, yeah. I was watching in a pub. It was years ago. It must have been the last World Cup I'd won, where Scotland nearly beat the Aussies and lost by, I think, 1 point in like the final minute. And I was furious all day.
Yeah.
Partially because I love Scottish rugby, but also just I want the Australians to lose. I need them to lose.
Just want to say the rain effect in the game in Hampden was a beautiful moment because all the old men had to come out with mops and start mopping the pitch, and you know that there was a wife sitting watching that going, I knew he knew how to do it. I knew. Oh, you can mop the pitch, but you can't mop the kitchen, Stephen.
There we go. Scotland's waterlogged win is the right answer. 2 points go to Ria and Gareth. You're listening listening to Breaking the News on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Des Clark. Now, this round is all about who's in the news. I will play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. So, Rhea and Gareth, you're first this time. But rather than play you a clip of the person, here's an audio clue.
It's probably the Banksy exhibition that's opening up.
Well done, Gareth. You've joined the dots. Yes, it is indeed Banksy. The graffiti artist's first official solo exhibition for 14 years has opened at Glasgow's Gallery of Modern Art. So there we go. Banksy's the right answer. Are you going to go to the Banksy exhibit in Glasgow, Gareth? Are you going to check it out?
I like him a lot. It's pretty cool, innit? He did say that his favourite piece of art in the UK is the cone constantly being put on the Duke of Wellington, which is, it's cool, innit? It's good, but he might just be pandering to sell tickets. Like, he's maybe just said that and we all go, he's sound, by the way. He was also quoted as saying he loves square sausage and Bucky and thinks it's pure class. And that his father sells Avon. He's alright, him, by the way.
He's alright, a big man, aye. That sells Avon.
Like an American visiting Scotland.
Yeah.
It's pure class.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, aye. The new.
Yeah, Gie's a bottle of ginger. What do you think about this then, Rhea? Are you going to see Banksy's exhibition in Glasgow?
Can I just say, you have to go to his exhibit that he says is his, even though we don't know who he is, so it might not be him.
Oh.
Oh, is Banksy in the room? It's me. It's been me all along, Sandra for Bathgate. I love stenciling. I go into it at the Hobby Mart. Now look at me.
Her original name was Clyde Banksy.
And there we go. What a moment.
I know.
Live and breaking the news, we found Banksy. Rhea, what about you? Best bit of graffiti you've ever seen?
I think the best bit I ever saw was on a toilet door, and at the top it said, Daisy is a filthy girl. And then underneath that it said, not as filthy as Matt. And underneath that it said, both of you kids will be banned from using the bathroom if you don't start tidying it up after you showered. I wrote that last bit, yeah.
I saw some good graffiti within the last 12 hours in London on a billboard. It was a very stylish advert for like a gelato place. And it was sort of stylized and like a kind of elegant cone, pink background. And someone had aggressively in like The Shining sort of red lettering written across it, I farted in yoga. And I thought, yeah, what a confession. It sort of goes with gelato as a thing, doesn't it?
Yes, 2 points go to Rhea and Gareth. That was indeed Banksy. Right to you, Ashley and Pierre. It's your turn now. Who is this and why are they in the news?
I guess the one that sort of stands up for me on many levels is Rapture. It's the first rap song that has its own music. At that time, all the raps was scratching samples.
That's Debbie Harry, who's going to be playing at Glastonbury.
Yes, it is the music legend and Blondie frontwoman Debbie Harry, who will be appearing in the Legends slot as part of this weekend's Glastonbury lineup. The Blondie songs, of course, include The Tide is High and Attack of the Giant Ants. Coincidentally, also excuses which have been used recently by Calmac ferries. What do you think, Gareth? Are you going to watch Glastonbury this weekend?
Oh, yeah. I'm going full festival experience. Not going to shower, pee in the garden. Do the other stuff in the neighbour's garden.
I've been to Glastonbury. My mum used to take me. She used to do comedy in the cabaret tent, so I would have to go every year. And I had really bad hay fever, and it was the first time I realised I was allergic to nature, because it was the first time I'd been in that much nature. And the insides of my eyeballs popped out of my face, and I couldn't breathe out my nose, right? And I met this really, really, really handsome boy, and he was called Harry, and he worked like in the circus, and I was right into him. I really fancied him. And on like the third night, he kissed me. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm getting kissed at Glastonbury. But I couldn't breathe through my nose, so I thought I'll just hold my breath. And then I fainted. And when I came to, I was going... So yeah,
Glastonbury.
I'm a stand-up, so mainly my festival experiences are performing to people having a bad time at about 11 a.m. lying on the grass. But I did have a cool experience once at a festival where there was a rumor going around that there'd be a secret DJ set in the woods, where a secret celebrity would be doing a DJ set at 1 a.m. in the woods. And no one knew if it was true. And we went everyone was going through the woods. Where would it be? Where would it be? And we saw lights in the woods and we went there. And there was a secret DJ set at 1 a.m. by Paddington Bear. He was there in the flesh. He was riding that high from meeting the Queen.
Yeah. His profile was up. He was just between that and Love Island.
Yeah, it was very aggressive techno, though. It's very surprising.
Yeah, you know what he's like.
I don't think it's that surprising with the bucket hat he wears, you know.
That's true, isn't it? Yeah. But it was like Aphex Twin, yeah. It wasn't just Marmalade that guy was on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hard stuff from P. Bear.
Yeah.
Nice. Ria, what about you? We're talking Glastonbury, but generally, do you have any festival experiences you want to share?
I'll be honest, I'm not a huge festival fan. I've been to one festival once, and it was because someone offered me a lot of money to get dressed up as a bear.
Yes, Debbie Harry is the right answer, and 2 points go to Ashley and Pierre! And it's time now for our final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. So I'm going to read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
He's back. Fingers on buzzers. Here we go. 78% of Germans say they do what? Pierre?
Ignore their family tree. Just don't look at it.
Well, can I just say, we do peek to make sure which ones we should ignore.
Well, there's never be a German version of Who Do You Think You Are? That's all I'm saying.
78% of Germans say they do what? Gareth?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Mate, it's not the right answer. I'm so sorry. Here's the answer. I've got it for you. 78% of Germans say that they tip after a meal.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Oh, there we go. That is the klaxon, meaning Donald has trumped. It's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Ashley Storey and Pierre Novelli. And warm commiserations to Ria Lina and Gareth Waugh. And we'll leave you with the breaking news. Breaking news just in. The full Bible has been translated into the northeast of Scotland dialect of Doric after one man's 17-year project. It's the first version of the Bible where anybody says, "Michty me," when Jesus performs a miracle. A Glasgow hotel is to get the city's first 24-hour alcohol vending machine, meaning guests can now check in for bed and buckfast. And voters in Margaret Ferrier's Rutherglen and Hamilton West constituency are being asked to provide their signatures if they want the MP to be sacked in what's being called the meanest moonpig card ever. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye!